What?
You and your Jet.
I mean, I don't like Jet personally, but I think it's a Durka agent. And the answer is no. They've said, nope, Durka, you are going to continue playing Waylay. And we're going to be keeping our eye on him, whether that was a just comfort issue for him last week or a strategic issue. So I think this map will answer a lot in terms of that.
Yeah, I think the Waylay head-to-head is really interesting for both teams here. I think Prawn on the Veto as well kind of left a lot to be desired when we saw them play on Abyss last week, so I'm intrigued to see how they play around that this time round. I think I'd already kind of touched on the Breach and Teho on the other side as well, and how that's going to play into this Veto utility too.
Yeah, the interesting thing for me, Giant X, it feels more like an attack comp, but at the same time, they don't have the solo. So the operator, once Vitality goes to that defense, I think is going to be really important against Giant X. Yeah, I'm also looking at the defense of Giant X, thinking that Vitality might just be able to run it down towards that B side of the map, depending on what Westside's able to do in that chamber. So there's a lot of pressure, I feel like, on Westside in this game.
Yeah, you think it's just going to be B-Site Simulator?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Is there either one of these compositions that you think have a bit more of an edge over the other?
Ooh. Not necessarily.
I like Vitality's more, but it's more difficult to execute.
Okay, so higher ceiling.
Higher ceiling, lower floor.
Well, if we take Durka's word as gospel, potentially we could see that ceiling come into play. But again, that is if we take his word for gospel. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Okay.
I don't see why not. I think for me, like as well, I'd already highlighted the kind of Waylay head-to-head. How much value are both of these players going to get out of Operator as well? I think Ara has been, you know, starting to put up better numbers on the Operator more recently, and I think Darko was one of the kind of higher performing players on the Operator in Kickoff so far.
Yeah, we also can ask our casters what they think of these compositions, especially because there's no KO, and we all know how much Cairo loves his KO. So Hazak Cairo, let us know what you think.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to be back. Some of us were a little more excited than others, couldn't be patient. And well, it's great. You've come from the desk, you're here, and now you can tell us about the KO.
I just loved KO, but there's no KO here to talk about, so we'll talk about other stuff instead. We'll talk about how it has this is a very important matchup, because you look at GX, you look at Vitality, and there's a lot of history here.
There absolutely is. Both of these teams were dropped to the lower bracket by our two upper finalists, albeit at different stages in the tournament. GX coming right off the back of a big win against the Heretics team that they failed to beat in the past, and Vitality suffering their first setback on the VCT stage. How do they respond? Two of the maps which were in the same pool as that game in front of them today. And the real pain point is Abyss. They will begin on the attack side.
Yeah, Vitality need to prove that the BBL game was a one-off, an off day, especially for that main man at the front, Durka.
It's interesting already seeing GX have this heavy focus towards that area of the map, rather than the B site immediately under threat. It is just a drone out on A from Unfake, probing towards this position where you can see Westside has the TP set up, looking for an opening duel on Durka, deals damage, but finds nothing.
Yeah, but look, Vitality get the full sight. GX almost all here. You can see though, Ara is making his way down mid.
And with the strength in composition, playing for a retake is their win condition. The chokehold does watch the back lines, but immediately Yampi has problems on his plate, deals with them handily. As Cloud and Westside both removed at the cost of his own life. An advantage for Vitality, and one which they roll with. Profek is the next to get on the kill list, and Chronicle will put a bow on what was a brilliant pistol from the Bees.
Yeah, it was a fantastic way to get things kicked off. Very clean. Vitality, I got that sight for little to no problems. And coming back in, GX just did not anticipate the disrespect that Vitality showed them. You've got to consider that, GX, because this is a team of some of the best veterans we have in the region.
Speaking so much of those win conditions, that is exactly one way to beat it. And as you were saying, every player on Vitality went winless against GX in the last stage of the previous year. Of course, it means a lot for the former BBL players within this side, which were denied their first global event right at the gate in that lower final. So there is history here in this matchup.
There's a conversation about last year, but a conversation to be had about this year as well. Me and you at great lengths, as everyone else joined in the conversation about whether this GX team will be the gatekeeper side and whether they're going to be the ones that really qualify Vitality's super team as one that's going to go and take a Santiago spot, right?
This game is a great barometer of that, of course, with the discussions around Kickoff being that the teams that are succeeding are the ones which are really sticking to what has worked for them. For GX, it's strong fundamentals, and as you can see, there's a real group up of players making their way towards this B site. Westside gets half a chance to make it on good terms, but Durka will strike first.
Yeah, isolated all alone, that's what a chamber is going to be, but GX looking to flood very quickly. They're all out and ready to go, but I mean, Vitality getting through this with little to no problem. Spike's still not down, but time getting low, the body's being seen, and I mean, the engagement's not clean at all, but finally they will be for Vitality as they double up the round count.
Really strong start for Vitality, and with 4 players left up standing as well, this bonus is going to be looking pretty strong heading into the 3rd round and really giving them an opportunity to kick on. It's great to see Durka back in form. Yeah, they're eco kills, but with the Waylay, you are sticking your neck out a lot of the time, putting yourself in an area of exposure.
Nice.
I think at this point, right, Vitality, having Durka having such a bad game, Eco Frag's getting that confidence up, getting him playing like we had seen him in the past 2 series is going to be absolutely huge. On to the bonus now, and the buy for both teams is dangerous.
So is this position from Ara. The Refract looks as if it is just going to expire. And the attack side spins its focus towards mid for the first time and makes Westside know of it.
Oh, yeah. Having to respect the utility put as well. And Vitality immediately fill the space. So GX need to be careful.
It's a really strong insert here from Yumpy as well. It's just a question of where Vitality want to go later into the round now. Are they set on this B execution, or is it just a fake through the drone? It's looking like a B split.
Yeah, I was worried a minute for Cloud. Durka looking to put the pressure towards B, where Vitality finished in the previous, but that's where the spike is, and the players start to make their way on towards site, but slow roll, and Yumpy doesn't win out the duel. First blood goes GX's way.
Huge clear, backline gone, but now it's Profek trying to fight forwards and winning both duels.
Fantastic, Westside to come in, but it's Profek on top, and Vitality on top. And Profek making sure GX know it. So with that being said, Grubinho will throw in the tilt, and that will be Vitality up to 3.
Pal said in the pre-game before the BBL game that it would be won by whoever was in the highest spirits, and there is no doubting that Vitality have come into this one all guns blazing. I think, as you said, very important for them to do so, and just looking at how the macro has been so far, all really just a check in the box as far as we're concerned. Nice setup for Yumpy, maybe not fully developed, but once encroached on the site, GX had little to no response.
I mean, that seems to be the storyline for the past 3 rounds, and I don't want to say like it's very early on, right? But there is some worrying signs there in the sense that in the first round, right, GX wanted to play for that retake, but Vitality knew how they wanted to set up. I mean, if you're Vitality, right, and your coach Pal, who like you can see that's happy, right, with his game plan. But the point I'm trying to say is he knows that GX want to play double initiator. He knows that the strength's going to be on the retake, so he will be drilling his team all week. Like, listen, guys, once you get sight, do not allow them back in.
What answers did GX have to try and marshal the situation? Looks like a bit of aggression, something straight out of the strat book. Set piece towards B, early information, but still, from this position, if Vitality take A, they may struggle to recollect that space, although saying that, it's just the 3 bodies here for now.
Well, it seems that Vitality are aware of a potential flank, like Ara did last time, down mid, if you remember, all the way into the pistol round, but so many rounds ago, all 5 of GX grouped together to try and come out of CT. Derka's Outlaw ready and waiting, but does not hit the shots that's needed. So GX have a way back in through Ara's rifle, and it still stays an advantage towards GX, but not before Chronicle gets back in. So a 3 versus 3. There's a rifle on west side as well, so it's not completely out of the realms of possibility for the defense, especially when Ara is shooting like that. It's up to Unfake and Profek. A nice spray down from the substitution, as well as Profek coming in from the side will get Vitality 4.
Such a well set up late round there from Profek. This late flank that comes all the way in from mid. Knows that he can buy a little bit more time with the gravity well. But GX get good value from the one rifle they were able to hold on to here through Ara. And call what will be considered a pretty early timeout by their standards.
It will be, but it's a well-needed one, because that last round, you can see them trying to retake as 5 overall. I'm thinking to myself, do you know what, this is the best chance they've had, but still Vitality are coming out on top just because of how well drilled they are.
A head-to-head that we can take a look at, one which is pertinent with the context of last year as well, is both Yumpy and Cloud. The games highlighted from Yumpy's time on BBL, Cloud of course kept with the rest of this GX roster as they renew for 2026. Both former star players, still very much able to give you that X factor at times, but turned in-game leader in the last year and have made all the difference for their teams.
Yeah, they really have, and I think as well with Yumpy, he almost had like a great year as a whole, whereas I feel as if for Cloud, it was a strong split too. And the question that we'll be asking of Giant X, I think, is was that a one-hit wonder split, or are we actually going to see them now in 2026 kick off and actually start to be a top contender for the region?
Yeah, I think it's also a question of solving the issue at the root cause, the change of system, the players that fit that. On the GX side, Cloud individually, the highest ADR of any non-Turkish player. That was a wild one. We'll have to see how he factors into this round, where Vitality are set up for a quick B pop.
The operator of Ara, the player who's always been good for it, won't be good this time and now really under pressure. So the rest of Vitality looks to try and get rid of him, and it has been identified through Yumpy. Oh, the Chronicle out of nowhere, using the evolution, no utility hitting him, no utility dissuading him, and that's Vitality to get another sight.
Absolutely huge there from Kron on the opener. And now in this 5 versus 3, he still wants to play ahead of the line and just keep on disrespecting GX.
And why should he move away, especially when he's hitting shots like that? GX so labelled in terms of trying to get back in, and when they do, they just hit Chronicle's crosshair. So, do the other two want to even try and attempt this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And why should you? You want to keep something for the next round. And that'll be Vitality up to 5.
I have to say, from watching Chronicle's Veto in the previous game against BBL, I felt like it was the difference between seeing Cypher at such a high level with Kreven and how he was playing his setup versus a Veto that was sort of a passing grade, I suppose. But here on the attack side and with the use of the ult, it's played to perfection. Really liked how aggressive he wanted to get there. And GX just with no answers coming off the back of their timeout. It's going to be an awkward bye for them, to say the least, to see if they can rebound early, but that Vitality streak continues.
It does, and with that being straight after a Giant X timeout, it's worrying for me. Got to see like Pipson's ideas hopefully come into the mix. We're already seeing Ara thinking about the Whaley ultimate and a main, a trap on the angle early, but there is no one coming his way.
This is something that Vitality have to be receptive of. We know in the BBL games at times it felt like they were getting run over by some of that aggression. And here they are patient, knowing that there are rifles to resist. And with 3 players looking towards middle yet again, just wondering if maybe this is going to be another one of those B executions.
Well, Yumpy's just grabbed the spike and heading towards B main, so it looks to be a B split, and GX have an idea about this being all the way up through mid. As you can see, there's players actually dedicated to watching it, but as they move away, that's where Vitality begin to take their time in.
Yeah, it's Ara's earlier positioning which has afforded them this stack towards B. And should they choose to fight towards one of these lanes, it could be favorable for them, but for now, still just on the back seat.
Yeah, and Yampi already being forced away as the players now start to make their move in behind enemy lines, and Giant X have no clue. No idea, and Derka straight away decapitates the first player on his crosshair as Prophet looks to get in and amongst it. It looks as if Vitality can do no wrong as they're all the way up to 6.
Running rings around GX, and that is such a well set up round as well. Again, they sort of make it look like it's kind of a B fake through main, and all the while Derka and Prophet just creeping up through Link. And GX, of course, sleeping at the wheel. Chronicle even there to pick up the pieces on the back lines.
180.
A comprehensive start.
On my mark.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this is looking like Vitality Supers team at its best, at its strengths. Really nice calling from Yampi.
Looking over to the GX side, what do? How do they respond? It's another round where they're pitted with just sheriffs against rifles, and Yampi has bought an outlaw here for punishment.
But like, have we really seen GX go and disrupt what Vitality want to do? Because for the most part, GX have been really passive and allowed Vitality to default and take the space that they want to. I've not really seen the fight that I'm used to expect from a team that's fundamentally sound as GX.
The preparation, definitely a factor. I mentioned at the start how we are getting repeat maps here, and that's just going to favor the Vitality review process. The same can be said for GX in their game against Heretics, both Abyss and Haven shown there as well. But Yampi does find Grubby early, the insert in A, and this is even called the attention of Flickless, who's heading in the wrong direction, leaving only Ara on B. He'll live a little longer.
Yeah, just about, but it turns into a shooting gallery. And right now, it's only really Ara that's hitting the shots for GX.
No rifle recovered. That is the one asterisk on the play, and when he looks for more, he will not be rewarded for his efforts. A 4 versus 2 for Vitality, going through the motions here. Westside trying to make something happen, but which GX player hasn't thrown their hat into the ring? All of them have ended up with bullet holes put through. Vitality make it 7 from 7.
Yeah, and at least guaranteeing themselves an advantage into the second half. And at this point, when does that advantage end? Where do we actually see Giant X try and do... Oh my god, we're actually going to see Giant X go for a second timeout, because we're going to have to see them change up their playstyle, change something, because it's just not working.
Yeah, I mean, Giant X on this map boasting a 2-0 record at this point in time. And when you think of what their strengths are, honestly, the defense has looked good. Pipson clearly fuming with what he's seen so far, but makes sense. Sometimes you do have to invest both timeouts into the half to recover all you can, give yourself a platform from which to work.
Yeah, and then you're just hoping that on the second half, Vitality are going to start to lose some rounds, invest their own timeout, allow Pipson back in.
Because right now, it just feels like if your opponent is making the mistake, why interrupt them? Vitality very happy to just keep things going as they are.
Prophet yet to register a death at this moment in time. 6 kills away from 1,000 as well. Shows you, I mean, having what, 1 year and a kickoff under your belt, how impactful he is as a controller. A controller has it.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of players, I think, in the league that have only joined in just the last year or so as rookies that have already surpassed that. Sociable, Kayak, of course, a couple that spring to mind immediately.
Yeah, but they're on the front lines. This guy's meant to be playing on the back lines.
It's true. And I have to say, the improvements to his Astra as well, of course, have only helped support that. But here's the big all-important round for Giant X. The change in setup features Ara's operator as a focal point. Up to the bookcases, through middle already. Trying to throw everything they can at Vitality.
Well, showing presence outside of A main.
Cloud knows about the TP though, so...
No, it doesn't seem to be, because he's committed towards the backside of A rather than staying in heaven, thinking that a hit could possibly come through. Where 4 bodies, or I thought 4, it's going to be the spike to head elsewhere, 3 bodies outside of A. I'm not even going to count numbers, mate, because they're just leaving.
Scottish education system in full
cheers,
force
thanks,
here.
mate, thanks.
There.
But it's certainly served Vitality well so far, as Ara does find the opening pick, and it's a very quick response with his own ult to try and re-clear a B site, which has been fully vacated by Vitality, and Grubby just doesn't know where to look.
Yeah, it seems like Vitality are completely pulling the strings right now, and with a Cosmic Divide in, this should allow a free plant for Vitality and an easy post plant.
Cloud knows his steps can't be heard though, so maybe there is a nifty reposition to be made here. Nothing going in the end. Vitality moving to a full main post plant.
Yeah, and you've also got Dirka's ultimate as well.
Look to try and interrupt this as much as possible. Profek as well, of course, with the well, as always. Kron, first line of defense hit, but quickly tripped, followed up by Dirka. First tap does invite the pull, and Profek obliges, as he should. Ara hunting inside the smoke, but the op's no good. Invalid currency in these parts. Vitality handing a hefty bill to GX, both timeouts spent, and still not around.
Yeah, the game plan is just flawless. If you want to talk about, hey, Vitality shows the improvements, right? What a way to do it. Come out 8 rounds flawless. It's absolutely sensational stuff right now. It's not only just the game plan as well.
Nice! Come on!
Good doubts.
I think I knew the operator was on middle. Like, why Tech was jiggling like that, like a moron? I think that's...
Well, the point I was going to say was, it's the individuals leveling up as well.
It absolutely is. Westside could do with one hell of an upswing here. Tour de Force active. The one big talking point of the round from the GX perspective. Because at what point do things start to get better for them? The spike found it in his B direction. It's just a drone for now, and as soon as it spots him out, you're expecting a move to be made. In fact, it goes under the radar for now.
I like that Ara's starting to push down mid as well, starting to invade Vitality's space.
Only Kron here, but just a quick recall of the smoke has Flickless on a string.
Again, the passivity is what's costing them.
Oh dear. I can't say the same when Westside's about, but he doesn't have to hit the shot. It's Ara, in fact, that draws first blood, and he can reposition on this backline with a rifle in hand. Problems now for Vitality.
Is it really problems, or is it just a consolation? Ara at those backlines is Vitality go and take space away from the defense. Spikes down. It isn't a comfortable post plan, but with Vitality taking that extra space, it is now.
Beautiful work from Dirka and Yampi. This partnership that we really wanted to see blossom on the double duelist, with the Finn falling into that position. We had known him for an initiator in the past, and it's going to be enough to get them the round here. Ara has to throw in the towel.
Yeah, and I mean, trying to keep something as well into the next round, get that economy at least a little bit. I can't believe we're at the point now where we're starting to say for GX, like, listen, that's the benefit, that's the kind of good parts. At least there is something to look at, because for the most part, I'm really struggling to see the differences that they're making, right? What's the changes that they're doing here? I mean, again, I'm asking, I need to see a little bit of aggression, a little bit of something.
Absolutely. Vitality just steamrolling right now.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Ara take main space as well, right? Supported by some utility, but for the most part, like, I've not seen like a full bolster or like a full force hitting somewhere that Vitality have constantly been taking. Like, get Ara set up deep somewhere.
This may just be the opportunity to do it.
Seems to be the case.
Whether it's 10 rounds late or not, if it can bag them just one round, it might be something. Ara gets a chance to fire off a shot, but it's just a warning posted in Vitality's direction for now.
I think that's all it's going to be, is Ara still cannot make that operator work, and this is so uncharacteristic of him.
Partnership of Dirka and Yampi as well, just using the movement to get out of dodge there. Ara going back in again for another swing at it. And Vitality look like they're happy to give him one.
I mean, it's good that Ara is continuously taking his chance, continuously going for it, but it's what do Vitality have to clear? And the drone, nice, simple, should be able to deal with it. As Ara tries to get out, successfully so. And when you look at Yampi, straight on the line, straight ready to fight, and it's Chronicle instead who actually gets the kill.
Ult in as well. I mean, a GX playing to Flood, there's no numbers on the site.
Yeah, and there's nobody to back it up. Vitality once again get a free sight with no contest.
Cross still has the ult active as well, though, so he wants to be the protagonist here.
Yeah, and trying to play alongside Yampi, but that's not what's going to work out. Kron from the corner. On for an ace! Only one player left, unfortunately traded out. Derka will get the last, but it is double digits for Vitality in the first half.
And against a team which we said were so clean at setting their priorities, whether they were playing for a retake, whether they wanted to hold the site, it's just so few and far between, not up to standard from GX so far. Another ult gone with no return, and minimal rounds left to make an impact on this defensive half.
Still ultimates to boot as well. I mean, that Hunter's Fury can be used in any which way, and Derka close to his own. It does not look any sweeter for the defense, and that's the big thing. Vitality, it seems so far, playing a perfect game, spacing their ultimates, playing alongside each other, the trade game, the map control.
And that's another thing to talk about, this Waylay pick. Kayak was mentioning it on the desk as well, another Fnatic player, or Derka, a former one. Just talking of how, you know, you've got to dive in sometimes and you are going to get exposed to so many different angles. And the fact that Derka's backing him up so much now, just exactly what's required. I mean, Ara does land the transfer, very quickly resetting his aim. And this is an advantage which GX will look to take towards the B site.
Yeah, it's towards the B site it looks at the moment, but Vitality now looking to explore their options, not one to commit to the initial plan here, especially with that mid being so open. I wonder how much runway Profec wants to take.
And this is some of the proactivity we wanted to see from GX as well, the mid-rounding, getting Westside in behind, ready to find Profec.
30 seconds left.
Allowing Flickless to support Ara on A, where all eyes are on the duelist.
Yeah, this map starting to get a little bit claustrophobic. And it's up to Ara on 7 points of health. Vandal in hand, bullets already been shot, but there is a little bit of delay through the stunt, and that spike does need to go down, and go down fast. Unfake hitting the shots, and so is Yampi. Now Westside, what can you do?
I think there's time.
Oh,
just about.
Yeah, close, but Grubinho now to clutch a 1 versus 3. Busts through the Cosmic Divide, but it's Profec to win out against his opposite number, the opposite pole. Again has a GX 4 versus 3, and yet they cannot convert.
The difference is this time it feels like they start to do some of the right things. It's a positive start from Ara, and as the round is allowed to breathe, they set up with 2 players towards site. Westside just a fraction of a pixel away from ending it there. 0.05 seconds.
Nice, boys! Unbelievable dance right now. Literally like
The
big fish
skin of their teeth separating Vitality from an initial loss, but I don't think any mark on their record is going to stop them now.
GX control of A main once again, but still they don't move any further. Vitality looking to really send their way through mid. And they've shown the strengths and what dangers they can pose towards the GX defense. Feels as if that's the thing, Giant X, they just cannot get settled whatsoever in their positions.
What, 3 Guardians and a Judge? Somehow I feel like this is the best opportunity that GX might get. A shot here and there that lands. Corner not cleared. That could be the difference, and gonna need all the luck they can get. Vitality are swiftly marching towards this B site.
West side and Grubby looking to hold it down, and successful so far. As Unfake comes through, and he's the one to try and really clear main. Needs to be careful about this judge coming up from behind, but the spike has made its way on towards the site as Yampi denies anybody trying to come from mid. Vitality looking for a flawless first half here.
30 seconds left.
Mr. 3 remaining of Giant X that have to try and deny.
3 on 3 and a double up from the flank. How much time can Cloud buy for the rest of his team?
You can see Vitality tapping the spike, hoping something comes their way, and then that something is going to be Ara. Now Grubby though at least gets to trade out, keeping the numbers somewhat close, but the health pools are not, and it's going to be one body shot to get rid of Cloud, and Vitality with a quick snap of the fingers will make it 12.
A perfect half from Vitality. Nearly perfect from Profek even. Just one death on the kill sheet. But it's going to take a mountain now for GX to turn things around. We'll see how much they can do after this.
Your body knows. A sense of victory. Seized when mind, movement, and gear ignite as one. Now, step into your zone. Designed to win.
There comes a point where the elephant in the room must be addressed, and with only one round to play for here as far as Vitality are concerned, we are staring at the very real possibility of a second 13-0 in the EMEA partnership era. We had 3 of those last year, Cairo. You and me commentated all of them.
Yeah, I think there's perhaps a cost to be spoken about there.
And I tell you what, you know who it was in that VCT 13-0 who was on the receiving end?
No, who was it? I couldn't tell.
It was GX again. So they're going to be hoping that history doesn't repeat itself. As you know, it did look kindly upon them as the year went on, of course.
Yeah.
But this is not the best start to the series.
Yeah, it was a different GX to what the one that we see now. And they are on the attack, so the emphasis is on the... Hello? Where is he going? I'd like to try and seem as if he was, I guess, faking that he was going to do some aggression. I don't know. But what's happened is Vitality on the other side have went and taken main for themselves and got a double kill.
Yeah, Ara has no safety to go back to with the refract as well, so it's looking like this is a very real possibility now. GX wanting to fight fire with fire, but they might just be consumed by the flames which kill them.
Well, Ara now looking to try and fight forward with support, but Vitality looking to brawl with them. They're ready.
It's happening.
They've taken off the gloves, and it's all up to Flickless to deny a 13-0 here. As he hides, cowers away from the bodies that are sent his way. Vitality will have the first 13-0 of 2026.
The Giants are crushed under the thumb of Vitality in the opening map. A humiliating way to go on their own pick, no less.